Next up, we're going to talk about a few more enhancements that we cannot show you in live software, but are worth talking with and showing you some screenshots on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in to a little PowerPoint here with some screenshots, and this is going to be involved in both of the Sage Field Operations, SFO enhancements, and then also the Sage Construction Payroll. So let's first talk about SFO and what's coming out with Sage Field Operations as far as enhancements go. So basically their Sage Business Intelligence Analytics is now generally available for all users in the system. It's going to give you more analytic tools to run off of your Sage Field Operation data. Another big feature that was limiting in the SFO interface within Intacct in inventory, if you have the need to track serial numbers within your inventory items, you can do that, and you could do that already in Sage Intacct, but you couldn't flow that into the SFO piece. Well, as of this release coming out with R4, you now are going to be able to enter in and track serial numbers directly through SFO that are related to items in Intacct that require serial numbers. So it's a big enhancement we've been waiting for. On top of that, they've redesigned the SFO mobile app, and there's a new SFO mobile app available for both Android and Apple users. So once that new release comes up, you'll be able to update your app, and you should be able to take advantage of new features within that platform. So those are some things that SFO users will be looking forward to. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming out with the Sage Construction Payroll module within Sage Intacct. There's a few big features coming out. One of them is a completely upgraded import utility will now be available. Those who have imported through the Sage Construction Payroll module prior knew it's already a pretty strong module to be able to import in not only time entry, but also configuration, setup, changes within employee pay modifiers and things like that from year to year. So they've only enhanced that, and I'll show you some screens on this next. They've also increased their check generation and processing times. So you should see more efficient, especially for the larger size payrolls, a faster check generation and processing time, along with a few enhancements to their check stubs that users have been asking for, including employee addresses now printing on the stub and splitting out amounts for 401k, for example, into both a pre-tax and post-tax bucket. Before it just showed it in one big amount. So just to kind of give you a preview of the new look and feel, some of the things you're going to be able to do in the importing section within Construction Payroll is now you're going to be able to do a more modern drag and drop upload for your import files, especially for time cards and things like that. You can just drag and drop it off of, email or File Explorer, and you can also manually enter data as well directly in there. You're going to have a improved and simpler field mapping. So when you first come in and upload your form, if you haven't done the form before, it will require you to map the columns in the spreadsheet to the columns inside Intacct. And it's just a more user-friendly, flexible mapping structure here. And also a data preview, a split screen option. As you're mapping the fields, it'll actually show you data a little more efficiently so that you can really make sure that you're mapping the correct fields back and forth into the system. As far as editing and deleting, it's going to get a lot more flexible. Now you're going to have the ability to delete rows right off the screen that you do not want to import, instead of kind of letting them error out and bypassing them. And there's going to be some more sophistication as far as validation goes to make sure that your data is going to work as it gets imported and the system's not missing a cost code or something like that. So you're going to have a lot of those requirements within the system. And then as far as the check stub goes, just to give you a few screenshots of that, you'll see on top here now the full company name and address is going to show up on top of the stub. And then you can kind of see down here a new broken out section for company paid benefits. You'll see the 401k pre-tax and after tax broken out for users who have those pay modifiers set up in the system. So hopefully for the Sage field operation and construction payroll users, you get excited about some of these new enhancements coming up in R4. Thank you.